working with Tim's home practice, the anesthesiologist working shift work at the hospital. Because he needs to regulate to kind of like come down to go to sleep when he gets home from a shift, I wanted him to really emphasize relaxing the body and eliciting the relaxation response, which is the opposite of the fight or flight response. When you're in shift work, often you have to get really on and get alert when you don't feel it. So it's difficult to come down. It's difficult to start to elicit the ability to sleep. A lot of the poses that we do in yoga help because of the way the hormones affect the ability to relax. So I had him start off with just a good stretch to open the body after all of the work in the hospital, and have him bring the legs forward. Now, I'm a big fan of like just grabbing your bum and pulling it back so that you get right into the insertion of the hamstring at the top, and then draw the toes back and take the hands behind. The thumbs rotate in, and you press into the palms. The hands go where you land, so it's usually about 9 inches back, with the palms pressing down, heels of the hands. You breathe in, gaze up, and you've got a nice diagonal. Palms are pressing down, shoulders are pressing back, and you press into the entire palms as you breathe in and out through the nose. The tip of the tongue is resting behind the top front teeth. That helps to open the throat a little more. And again, the gaze is up right where the ceiling meets the wall is generally a good landmark. And then you can interlace the fingers, draw the shoulders back, lift the rib cage, and then turn to your right. And you're going to take the hands around. I'll just show you on this side. The hands come back, and you're going to take the hands around so that you're holding that elbow over, and then you get a really nice lift. So I've got the elbows, the hands rather, over to the right, and you turn, and this draws your left shoulder blade down, and that helps you to open up the thoracic area, which was an area, Tim, that you had a lot of tension, right in the upper middle back. So the hands press into the body, the heels reach out. You rise from the rib cage, and you're turning, shoulder blade is down. Keep both sides of the bum down as you rotate. Keep the breathing in and out through the nose. Keep rising from the bottom of the back. And then you can turn back to your center. And you come around, you do the opposite. Bring the hands around the other way. I really like to coax that elbow around, and then lift from the rib cage, turning to the right, and keep the right and the left side of the bum down so that you're getting a good even rise from the low back. Rise from the crown of the head. The shoulders again get drawn down, and you're breathing steadily in and out through the nose. Both sides of the bum down, shoulders down, make sure they're not lifted. And then you can return to the front. Now, the next part, the relaxation, is to take the legs up the wall. And the best way to do that is to turn and take the hip right up. So you're going to press the hip bone against the wall. And then because mats are sticky, even if you have a slippery one, it's difficult to keep the bum there. So you're going to keep pushing in, come down to the elbow. This is about the easiest way. And then take the legs up, and then shift the bum in. And you might need to use the elbows to kind of wiggle in a little more. Then you let I always like to just kind of wriggle the shoulder blades under so that the neck is long. The arms rest to the side. The palms are turned up to the ceiling. Legs lengthen. And for Tim, this was a great stretch for the hamstrings. So you may find that this is a really great way to passively let the hamstrings stretch, top and bottom. So remember, the hamstrings insert here, and they originate here. So when you have tight hamstrings, that's why it's hard to lengthen the leg. And this can affect tightness in the low back too, but most people have tight hamstrings. We never stretch that area. So you stay here for a while, and if it's glorious, just pause the video and start to feel how your body down regulates, and maybe you get more spaces in between thoughts and you start to release. And then I'll show you, this is one of my favorite stretches to do. I have scoliosis, and this one completely releases my back. So we're going to come over to the left and maybe all the way down. So maybe come all the way to the floor if your back will give you that. And then this right arm is out to the side, and you just gaze to the right so that you have that nice pull right out of the side low back. And your shoulder is down and under. You just release the weight of the head. You can turn it head side to side, and make sure again that shoulder's under, so pull it down away from the neck. And here again, if this is brilliant, then stay here for a while and feel how this side of the muscle is pulling down. And let the shoulders go. And feel the upper back release into the ground. And then you can take the right leg, just the right leg up. You're going to pull it up. And again, you might be bent because of the hamstring. And then pull this one up, the left one. And then you cascade over to the right. And you keep that left shoulder back. So again, left shoulder is under. Turn and gaze to the left. And I can't say that without thinking of my sister. My sister's name is Gay, and one day she was in the class and she was on the left side of the classroom. And I told everybody to gaze to the left, and someone said, gaze to the left. So anyways, that's my thought. You just get to lengthen out of that left hip. Oh, it's really nice to pull the core in on the exhale, because you'll get the low back to lengthen and drop down more. The upper body free, just relaxing. Arms relaxed, palms turned up to the ceiling to open the shoulders. And again, turning and gazing to the left will give you a little bit more spinal twist. And the shoulders are back and under. And you're breathing in and out through the nose. And then you can take the left leg up, so glide it up. Again, it's fine if the knee is bent. Draw back up. Now the next one's kind of cool. It's a way to do a modified shoulder stand. So you have the feet just hip width apart. It's probably about 6 inches. You press the flats of the feet onto the wall, and then you kind of Spider Woman man the legs up. Now my knees need to go higher. Press the head back. Make sure there's a gap under the neck, so no tuck of the chin. And then press into the feet. Lift the tailbone up, it's amazing. And your shoulders go under. You can interlace the hands under there. Press the backs of the arms down. Press into the feet, all 4 corners of the feet. Gaze again to the ceiling so that you have that length in the back of the neck. And this is a really great way to come into shoulder stand without without needing to balance. And then I'll just show you so-called full shoulder stand. So, sorry if you're in a pose, come on down for a second. You would take the hands under, elbows pressed down, and then you could lift the leg, and walk the hands a little further up the back as you press the knees together. And the weight travels through the backs of the arms into the floor. And your legs are high. This creates a relaxation response. I always find it fascinating that headstand, shoulder stand creates a relaxation response when the heart is below the hips, and the effect that it has on the vagus nerve and on the pineal gland, hypothalamus, so center of the brain. And then you would come down. And it's really nice to keep the tailbone up and tip it up, and slowly start to lower the upper back down as you come down. So you're really elongating the facets in the vertebrae. And you come on down, and you release, and then you let your legs be at the wall, and you can stay there as long as you wish. And you may even take a little relaxation, take some shavasana in this pose, and let yourself go. And that is it. So again, stay in shavasana if you're able to, and if it feels right.